In this video, I'm going to be showing you my favorite rig to use when I'm fishing in deep water and also high current areas for big redfish and black drum using cut bait. Now, the biggest issue you're going to face when fishing in very deep water or very strong current is that it's going to be hard to keep your cut bait in place. The current will usually take it and it will put it off of where you're trying to fish. If you're trying to keep your bait in a specific area, that current's going to take your bait and your rig. So this rig will definitely help with that. So there are a couple things that you're going to want to have on hand to make this rig. First off is your leader. I don't make this rig with anything less than 30-pound leader. Mono or fluoro, that's completely up to you, personal preference, but again, really comes down to the strength. I don't go any less than 30-pound when making this rig. Then you're going to want to obviously have your hook. I go with a 5/0 circle hook. These are Owner Mudu Light 5/0 circle hooks. These are my favorite ones to use for cut bait. And then your sinkers, you're going to either want a pyramid sinker if the current's not too strong, because a pyramid sinker, when it goes down to the bottom, gets into the sand, it will sort of anchor itself. That's why a lot of people like to use this for surf fishing. And also, if the current is just too strong and you find that your pyramid sinker isn't working, I will switch over to a spider weight. And the idea behind these is that they have these metal arms that come off the weight, and you can bend them. You're going to want to bend them out. And what this does is it basically will catch the sand or catch the bottom as it's dragging along. Once it sets, it will set in place until you need to pull your bait up. And all you have to do is simply give a good tug and it will bend those arms back, whatever it's caught on, and you can pull in your bait that way. So again, spider weights, or sometimes they will also call these Sputnik weights. And as far as the size goes, I usually don't go any less than 2 ounces. Again, depending on how strong or how deep you're fishing, how strong the current is, or how deep you're fishing. Anything less than 2 ounces usually gets taken by the current. And the deeper you are, the stronger the current is, the heavier you want to go. So I'll have anything from 2 ounces up to about 4 ounces. And then lastly, you're going to need a swivel. The swivel is going to help because if you're fishing in strong current, your line's going to be twisting up, and that will help keep your line, your main line, from getting tangled up. So you want to attach it with a swivel. So now let me go ahead and show you how to tie this rig up. It's basically just a dropper loop, and I reinforce it with a Tnut. So I'm going to show you how to do that here. So to form your dropper loop on your leader, what you want to do is take your leader and just fold it over itself, form a loop. And then with that loop, you're just going to tie 3 to 4 overhand knots. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll do one more, do 4. Then you're going to cinch that knot down. And keep in mind how big that loop is that you have over here, because that's going to be where your hook goes. You want to keep that about 3, 4 to 5 inches long, and that will keep your bait off of your leader. So just cinch that down like so. So that is your dropper loop that is coming off of your leader. This would be your main line going up. Then you have your tag end going down to the bottom. That's where your weight's going to go. And then you have your hook off to the side. So now we're going to tie that T-knot. And what you're going to do is take your tag end and your main line right here. You can see the loop is on the bottom there. And you're going to cross them over each other like so. So you've just crossed them over. You've got a circle there, and what you're going to do here is just wrap the tag end and the main line over itself 5 to 6 times. So just grab the line, twist it 5 to 6 times. And that opening that you have right there, you're going to take your dropper loop and you're going to put it through that opening. So you kind of need all your fingers here to do this, but just take that dropper loop, pull it through that opening, like so. Now this is what you have here. Now what you want to make sure of is, you see that knot right there that the dropper loop is made out of. You want to make sure that knot is right up against that area where you're going to tie or tighten this down. So just pull on both ends. If it starts getting a little crazy, you can sort of pull a little closer to the knot, like so. And there you go. You've got what they call a Tnut, and that basically just reinforces that dropper loop right here. So now you have your loop there. That is where your hook is going to get attached to, and then you have your tag end down here. This is where the weight's going to go, and then you have the other section up here where you're going to tie your swivel to your main line. So really quick, just to tie the swivel on, I just use a trilene knot. Just run the line through the swivel, run it back again through the swivel, and you formed a little circle there, or a loop. Then you're going to take the tag end and wrap it around that main section 3 to 4 times. Doesn't need to be too many times. And then you're going to take the tag end and run it back through that circle or that loop that you formed close to the eye of the swivel. You don't want to run that back through the eye of the swivel. So remember, go through those 2 loops that are formed there. I'll just pull that tight, cinch it down. So we have our swivel on there now. Cut the tag end off. So now we have our swivel that's going to attach to our main line. We have our dropper loop that our hook's going to go onto. And then at the end, we are going to attach our weight. And I'm going to attach the weight using a basically another loop. So you're going to fold the line, tag end over itself, just like we did in the beginning, and form a loop here. Just again, tie that loop over itself with a couple overhand knots. 2 or 3 is plenty. And we're going to cinch that down tight. Again, making sure that loop is big enough for our weight to go through, because the way you're going to attach your weight here, just cut the tag end off, is we'll use the pyramid sinker here. You're going to pinch the end of that loop. You're going to run your weight through there, or run that loop through the eye of the weight. Then you're going to put that loop around the weight and then pull it tight. And that makes it easy to quickly change out your weight if you need to. Let's say the current is really strong. You could just push that loop out of the eye of that weight. Take that weight off. Weight is off. And now we can put our spider weight on there if we wanted to. Let's fold those legs up, get them out of the way. Go through the loop on the weight. Loop goes around the weight, and then cinch it down. And now we have our spider weight on there. And then lastly is to attach the hook. And this is the same way you were attaching your weight. You want to pinch the end of the line or your dropper loop, and you're going to take your hook, put that dropper loop through the eye of the hook. This can get a little bit difficult when you're using very thick line and the eyes of the hooks are very small, so make sure you pinch it really good to get it through the eye of that hook, like so. And same thing, you're just going to go around the hook with that loop, pull it tight, and now you have your hook attached to that loop, and you can quickly change out your hook if you need to. Now, one modification that you can make with this rig is to make a breakaway weight. And the reason you would want to do that is because, you know, the weight's on the bottom. It's going to be holding bottom. Sometimes you won't be able to get it out of the bottom, and you may lose your entire rig. So to avoid that and to just make a breakaway system, you're just going to tie a weaker section of line at the end to that loop and to that weight. So when you do pull on that rig, it's going to break away that weight instead of losing your entire rig. So just a quick tip there, or modification you can do if you don't want to lose your entire rig. So now we have our full rig complete. Again, you have your swivel up top connecting to your main line, and then as we go down your leader, you have your hook on that dropper loop, and then we keep going down the leader, and you have your weight attached to the bottom. Again, this helps keep your bait in place when you are fishing in deeper water and stronger current, and it helps keep your bait up off the bottom and from getting snagged. So that will wrap up this video. Hopefully this can help you out as far as rigging goes if you're trying to fish with cut bait in strong current or deeper water and you want to keep that bait in place. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Also, we'd like to know your feedback if you have used a rig like this, or perhaps you have a favorite rig that you like to use when fishing in strong current. So definitely let us know down below. Also, definitely be sure to check out our Salt Strong Insider Club, where we help you catch more inshore fish in less time, guaranteed. So definitely be sure to check that out. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.